All right, well, we're back again from the DR, and we have Jack with us. Jack is in charge of our marketing, right?
I am.
Handles all our Facebook, Instagram, advertising, our podcast. He's the man on a mission to make something different of the solar industry through VIR. So
Yeah.
we're glad to have you.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for bringing me out. I mean, we've been friends for 7 years now, and, you know, it's our first trip together, so.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, this is our first trip, so there's no better place to be. I mean, the view is amazing. It's hard to get a good camera angle and with the lighting and everything to really do it justice, but the view, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But back to what you're saying, yeah, I mean, in a digital age, you know, that's where we're moving to, and with this industry, it's primarily guerrilla marketing, door to door, you know, and that's what you've been doing your whole life, and it works. You're doing it. You're getting in front of people, and I think that, you know, with what I've been doing the past, 5 years or so, learning about this digital marketing thing is we can reach a lot of people through online, through the internet as well, and I think that that's going to be a critical piece to kind of bring together with VIR and meet the door-to-door and the online internet marketing, you know, mesh into, you know, just one solid system that's working together and just can take this thing to a whole new level. So that's kind of what my vision is, what I see us going towards.
And we're aligned with your vision, Mr. Jack.
100% aligned.
Absolutely.
I hope so, yeah. So you guys tell me, like, I kind of want to, like, ask you guys questions,
Okay, I'm
you
down
know,
for
for
some
people.
Let's do it. Yeah, go ahead.
So what is the number one reason why a homeowner should switch to solar?
There's so many reasons why somebody should go solar. So I would say, first thing is, the stimulus package just got signed, I think yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, finally,
Yesterday
after
or
a
2
bunch
days
of
ago.
debating and whatever went on. But that allows for the federal tax credit of 26% to be extended for the next 2 years. We were supposed to drop to 22% in 2021, and then the full tax credit expired at the end of next year. So now we've got 2 additional years of 26%, then a third year at 22%. So I think that now's the time, you know, if you waited and you thought you were going to miss it, it's been extended. So now's the time to go solar because it's just more savings. It's more savings for the customer.
So what does that mean to someone that's, okay, I own a home, this tax credit just got extended. What is the tax credit? Is that like a discount on the solar system? How does it work exactly?
So it's a federal tax credit, which means the government is going to give you a credit on your taxes for going solar. So when you pay all that money out throughout the entire year, and at the end of the year, you've paid $20,000 in taxes, and you normally do your taxes, and you get a rebate check of, you know, a refund of $2,000.
A couple grand, yeah.
Yeah, usually a couple grand. You still paid $18,000 in taxes.
Yep.
When you go solar, whatever the cost of your system is, the government is going to send you a check for 26% of that cost.
Okay.
So the government's paying for it. And that's huge because you're only making a payment on, you know, 74% of the cost of that system.
Okay.
So the savings is what's there at the end of the day.
Got it. And so in a couple years from now, that tax credit or that
it's going to go
almost,
away.
It's almost a discount on your system, right? 26%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's going to go away. It's going to go down, and it was supposed to be done this year, right? It was
Correct.
It was going to go down to 22% this year,
And then
this was-
zero in
Then it
December.
goes
it was
away.
the last year.
And it was
Wow.
gone.
So like, there's urgency.
There's urgency.
And
yeah.
so what I'm hearing you say is that with this tax credit and it reducing your solar system, the total cost of it, and you're paying this in payments, you're
financing it through the bank.
Okay, so by doing that, their monthly payment is going to be significantly lower than their electric bill.
Yeah, 26% lower.
Wow,
100%.
that makes sense. So
Yeah, it's 26%
Yeah.
lower. So, you know, a customer has the ability to save more money because if you added 26% to what they what they're actually paying.
It's cheaper to stick with the power company.
Yeah, it's cheaper to stick with the power company. So that's why when the tax credit goes away, it's going to be a lot harder to sell solar because, the savings won't be there.
Yeah. Got it. So homeowners need to wake up and
They need to wake
and
up
take some action.
and go solar.
Because you said something interesting a couple podcasts ago. I think it was on the first podcast, like the difference between renting and owning. When it comes to home buying, it's a no-brainer. When you're renting, you don't have any equity. You're paying a landlord. They're making, they're gaining equity in their own home plus a little profit, and it goes the same way for your electric bill.
Correct.
Your power company is like your landlord, and you're renting your power. You're not owning it, and solar is really the only way to own your own power. Because after 20 years, after you pay off your system, you own that system. You're not paying. You're just getting free energy, right?
Correct.
Wow.
You pay a connection fee, $12
to the grid.
But
Yeah.
you're getting free power because you bought it. You own it. You're in control. There's no more of wondering when the next rate increase is going to be, wondering what my power bill is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many times does, you get the envelope in the mail and you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, what are we doing
Oh,
now?
God,
Yeah.
what is it? I know it's June in Vegas. What's my bill going to be? So now it's a fixed payment. Once it's paid off, then there's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's huge because I lived in Vegas for 5 years until I moved down to Mexico, and I was in just a small little townhome, and I remember the electric bill being like $300-400 in the summertime because like you got to keep that AC cranking. You're in
Yeah,
Vegas,
it's
you
hot.
know. You turn
Yeah.
that thing off, you come home.
AC, 2 ACs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes
exactly.
3.
Yeah.
I have 2.
But what you were saying before, let's talk about that, the increased pricing on electric. Like,
Oh, dude, it's
how
bad.
has that been going like the past few years? Like, so MV Energy has been increasing their pricing?
Yeah.
3 to 6.
Yeah, so here's what we know. We know California sets the stage for the rest of the country.
Correct.
So if you look at what California is doing and you see other power companies look and they say, okay, California can gouge their customers and they take it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
San Diego had a 33% increase last year, or was it 2019?
It was last
2019 or 20, that 33% increase one time.
Wow.
How and what are you going to do?
Yeah.
What's a homeowner going to do? Go, oh, I don't want to pay that?
Yeah.
Then you don't have any power for your
Lights
house.
are off.
Wow.
So the power companies dictate what they want to charge, period. And this, you take 100% control back out of the power company's hands, and it's now yours. You're in charge of your power. Now you just negotiate what you want to pay for the solar itself, get the deal, put them on the roof, and that's it. That's it. And you don't have to finance it. You can pay cash for it.
Wow.
You can go to your credit union, get a credit line. Like, there's all kinds of way to do this to take control back to you.
Yeah, and that's kind of the theme that we're going for for VIR for the podcast
Yep.
is like taking back control. Take
Yeah.
control of your life, of your electric bill, of everything. And I think it's powerful. I mean, I don't own a home, but when I do, it just makes absolute sense to go solar.
No brainer.
Yeah.
And it's just about getting people to know that. I think. Don't you think, Jackson? It's just educating
Changing
people.
the perspective.
Yeah, so many of these solar companies out there, they do these lease programs where you're
Just picking up a new power company in a sense. That's really all it is.
Yeah.
You're trading one in for
But it's
another
a
one with an adder.
But it's fixed payment, so you know what you're paying every month, right?
Well, with the
the
lease
lease.
program,
They
it's
go
not a
up
fixed payment
every year.
They put in a 2, 3, 4%
Rate adder.
rate adder on there, so every year it's going up. Now, is it going to go up 30% like it did in San Diego? No. So yeah, are you better off? Yeah, but
But you don't
but
own
you
it.
never
still
gonna,
don't
you're
have
never gonna
control.
own it. You're never gonna own
You're
it.
never going to own it.
And you're still paying on it for 20 years.
Got it.
So, I mean, what's the point to lease it?
Yeah. And so we're ending 2020. It's been a tough year. Like
It has been a tough year.
What's it been like for you guys like in 2020 dealing with COVID and pushing it and having a very successful year to the point where you flew out 23 people to the Dominican Republic, and we're in this amazing resort, enjoying ourselves. What did it take?
I think Jax had a mentality that was so focused on what we needed to accomplish as a company, and we had massive obstacles that we had to overcome.
It was a roller coaster this year.
What was the biggest obstacle for you, Jackson?
COVID.
Dude.
I lost, 20 reps in COVID? Like, my entire cold knocking department, done. I mean, we can't knock on people's doors, dude. Like,
and that's kind of when we started. That's when Thad hit me up. Hey, I need a website, and I built it. And I'm like, hey, dude, do you want to run some ads? Like, it just makes sense.
I was sitting at home drinking every day, and I was like, we got to do something.
Yeah, this is not good.
Yeah.
But that was the biggest obstacle, COVID. 100%. Lost a lot of the office.
Yeah.
The core group stayed, but, we came out of the gates hot in 2020. Like,
we did.
But you guys pushed through, right? The first couple months during the main shutdown where everything
very slow.
And then what there was a turning point, right, where it kind of got a light switch turned back on, and you started pushing forward.
Yeah, we completely restructured the entire kind of ideology, or however you want to say it, about how we go and generate business on the leads front, as well as on the knocking side, and just getting more business coming through the door quicker, really. It was just feeding people.
One of the things I noticed that is we knew what we were currently doing wasn't going to work.
Yep.
And so during that shutdown period, that 2 months, Jackson and I talked a lot about, okay, how do we get out of this? And you were a part of those conversations too. And so we shifted and created leads. And we created a lead base that really, I think, if I look at it truly, and I always look at and come from a place of gratitude, and not to say that I'm grateful that COVID came, because I'm not. It hurt a lot of businesses in this country, hurt a lot of people out there, killed a lot of people.
Sure.
But for us, it forced us to
get creative,
shift our mentality and get creative. And when we did that, it's expanded our business to grow even beyond what I think we thought we were able to do, because it forced us into a corner.
Yeah.
And we had to make some decisions, and we had to risk. We had to risk certain things, and some paid off, some didn't. But we would have never been in that space if COVID didn't happen.
Sure.
And we would have continued to do the same thing over and over again. And I think we excelled because
of COVID, really.
Because we
that
got
it gave
pushed in the
us.
corner.
Yeah, I forget who the quote is by, but it says, like, it's not the strongest who survive, it's not the fastest who will survive, it's the ones who are able to adapt that will survive.
Correct.
And I think that's huge in today's day and age. Companies are being forced to, work from home and, going online. Everyone's going online, like everything. And I think people are optimizing their companies. And yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people suffered from it. But I think overall, everyone can grow from everything that just happened that we dealt with. And we're going, and where I want to transition this to is we're going into 2021. We're here, kicking off 2020 with a bang. We're ending it with a bang. We're gonna kick off 2021 strong. What are your guys' goals for 2021 with VIR? Like, where do you see it going?
Jax, what's our goal?
Well, 16 million now. It was 15, but we bumped it to 16. 100% growth. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just, besides the money aspect of what we're going to do, reps 100%, just the recruiting aspect of it, and then how we generate business in terms of what we're working on with the marketing side, just touching all aspects of this business to make the most of it. I've never been one to do something 50%. And I mean, if I'm going to do it, we just got to find a way to really just streamline it and get it out to everybody as quickly as possible. And you need a lot of bodies to do that.
Sure.
So building a core group, like the people we have down here, and kind of just expanding off that and bringing more heads in. It's going to be really good. Obviously, they got to be the right ones, which is why traditionally we've had a smaller office. But, I mean, we only want the best. So, yeah growing would be what's next, really.
So 16 million in sales. What does that equate to in terms of like homeowners, and how many accounts is that, and how much money are
Like
you
a-
saving
The
people
average savings is probably what, 30,000 a house,
over
Yeah.
20 years, right?
Yeah, so it's 26,000.
something like that, maybe a little more.
Doing a little math here.
I'm doing it right now.
Because it's important, you know. Some people are watching this. Oh, they're just talking about how much money they're gonna
Yeah.
make, but what people don't know is that equates to
It's like 30
a
times what
real
we
thing
could
of
make.
how
Yeah,
much people save.
It's 500 homes.
Wow.
So it's putting solar systems on 500 homes. And I think that's a complete realistic goal for us. One of the things is I love that Jackson and I have focused on the financial side of it. So we commit and put a goal together, and Jackson knows, okay, that's our number. That gets to happen no matter what. We're going to install 500 systems. We're going to hit 13 million as a or 16 million as a company. And then, you know, we talk a lot about the financial side of the business, and what we I don't think spend enough time on is not just the homeowners, the 500 homeowners' lives that are going to change, that they're now going to have control of their power and they're going to save money, but it's also the lives of the reps that we get to change. And I've noticed that more on this trip than I have on all the company retreats that I've ever done in the alarm business and solar. This trip has really hit home for me because Jackson and I are creating an environment to change the lives of young people forever. And that is something that's bigger than a dollar amount.
Yeah, plain and simple. And I'm here with, you know, I know you.
It's big, dude.
It's huge.
It's big. To see what Jax has went through, to see what Amari has went through, to see what Abraham has went through. The kid was homeless.
Met him off Xbox.
He was a homeless kid. He was sleeping on a lady's couch, and now he is buying stock, lives in a beautiful place, drives a brand new car, like is thinking in a different space.
He's a different person.
He's a different person. And if we can bring in more folks and change their lives and put them in a different space, that's bigger than any dollar amount that the company can make. And for a long time, I made a bunch of money doing alarms. I sold my company. I sold the second one. You know, financially it was lucrative. But what we're doing now is different. Are we going to make money? Jackson and I are going to make money doing whatever we decide to do. We just are. It's in our nature. But seeing people sit in the chair where you're sitting at and seeing them create something huge for themselves is bigger than anything else. It's bigger than anything else. I'm 50 years old, man. I ain't going to be around much longer. Okay? And when I'm dead and gone off this planet, to have impacted others that are moving forward and then they're talking the same language to others, I think is bigger than anything. I don't know if I get all emotional and shit when it
Nah,
comes to
dude.
that, but
That's powerful, man.
just
And
do.
and it's evident here just being here with your whole team. You know, I've known you for a long time and your family for a long time, but coming here and seeing you with your whole company is just, it's crazy. The camaraderie and the team aspect, you know, everyone, you know, there's fights, there's drama, there's things that happen.
Always.
You know, but
Right.
it's always going to happen. But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, like, everyone here just seems like they are committed and ready to take on this year. You know.
they'll stand for each other, dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
These people will stand for each other no matter what. They just will.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you know, I know, like, for me, and my goal with VIR is to, you know, you guys hit 8 million last year going door to door. I truly believe with the power of using internet marketing, whatever that is, whatever aspect in that, whether it's
We have
Facebook,
to get into
YouTube, Instagram, wherever people are, we can reach them. I really think that we can match that through
Online.
generating leads and generating
Absolutely.
business online.
I agree.
The past 3 years, I've been working down in Tijuana, Mexico, at a cancer hospital, and we have been able to save people's lives through internet marketing. All our patients, everyone that comes to us is generated through an advertisement online, whether it's a testimonial video, which I would shoot. I'd interview patients at the hospital, ask them about their story, where they came from, what happened when they got diagnosed. Like, they went through chemo, they went all through the BS in the U.S., and now they're getting better, they're healing after they were sent home to die. And I just think,
you guys treat stage 4.
Oh yeah.
yeah, most of our patients are stage 4. They're very late stage. They were basically told to go do hospice in the U.S., which is just basically
Go die.
Yeah, go and die peacefully, but it's giving up, and that's what we don't do. Is we don't give up. We keep going, and we give people, the best option for them. And sometimes we have patients that die, and it's very sad, but it's worth it because we extend people's lives, which time with your family members is priceless. And it's not time that, you're spent hooked up to chemo and you're just sick.
Yeah.
You're building your immune system, and you're getting better, you're feeling better. And, it makes it worth it. But the point that I'm trying to make is, it's powerful. Like, people, look at advertisers like, oh, they're just spamming me and this and that. But if there's a mission behind everything, just like we're trying to help cancer patients save their lives, with VIR, we're trying to help people save money. And what does that equate to? That equates to more money in homeowners' pockets, so they can send their kids to college, so they can buy their kid a car when they turn 16. So it's so much bigger than just selling solar. It's it's something that it means a lot to you guys, to your team, changing their lives, but also impacting the community as well. And we're just starting in Vegas, right? But there's a whole opportunity to expand throughout the whole country, which 100%. I guess brings the next question is Chicago. You guys are starting up Chicago?
Chicago's running. They already got some deals up.
So you have people out there, or what's the deal?
Yeah. Yeah, we got people out there.
Next question.
No, we got Tino out there and Playboy.
Frank.
Yeah. Oh, and Frank. Yeah. So Frank kind of is in charge of everything down there, and Tino and Playboy are in the field setting up business and closing the deals down out there. But it's just cool. They flew out here, didn't know anything, flew out here. They're in like suits and shit. I'm like, dude, you're not knocking on the door in that.
Yeah.
So they flew out here, knocked around with us. Really, I guess, just fell in love with obviously the financial side of it, but like what we're actually doing is like completely different than a normal door-to-door industry.
Sure.
So they flew back, and it's pretty cool to be able to see them only come out here for 3 days, see me sell 2 deals. Abe maybe sold 2 or 3 as well, and then they go back and now they're cranking them out.
Nice.
So it's pretty cool. Chicago's gonna be a major office for us though.
It
Midwest, they got a ridiculous state incentive out there. Tax credit, of course, it's just federal, so they have that on top of it. But
oh, really? So they have.
Oh, they have 2 credits.
Yeah,
so
there's a state incentive there.
Let's talk about that. So what are the tax credits? So there's the federal 26%, and what's the state?
So the state tax credit varies. So it depends on the size of your system, what you're producing, depends on what percentage you get.
like the sun hours and stuff, probably.
Got it. But like on average, like how much more are they saving?
11%.
Wow.
On top of the 26, so now we're over the 30 that we originally were already at.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you start talking 37%.
Free
It's
off
big.
your system.
That's huge.
So yeah, with that kind of a tax credit and what we're able to do in Chicago, we're going to kill it there. And the group of the guys that we have there. I mean,
Solid guys.
yep.
That's awesome. Let's talk about like recruiting and growing the team, because in order to do what you want to change as many lives as possible, is what you said before, we need to grow this team. And one thing I want to ask Jackson is, like, you're 19, 20?
20.
20. And how much did you make last year?
No.
I know the number.
Yeah, you give the number. I don't know the exact. I know like the figure roughly.
Mid six figures.
He made just over 350.
At 20 years old, that's incredible. I'm 24. I've never made that much money in a year. That's my goal. I plan to.
Well, this year.
Yeah, right. 2021. But like, talk to the other 20-year-olds out there that are working a 9-to-5, and don't just talk about the money, but like, what is having that financial freedom been able to create for you in your life, and why should someone that's out there working a boring 9 to 5 that's, they have no future in, like, what?
Well, that's just
why
it
should
right
they?
there.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's no future in it. Like, you're gonna either work for completely, set the money aspect aside of it. You're either gonna build someone else's dream for them, or you're gonna go build your own. It's very simple. You can't do both. So what I've been able to create for this, obviously, going out, working, doing solar, but most importantly on like the real estate aspect of what me and Thad have been able to create just in such a very short period of time.
What did you guys do?
I bought a house, and then we have an investment property, and we were supposed to get another one, but I don't know if we did that or not.
We're waiting for the
response. We left to the Dominican.
What is it called? We did we made an offer.
Oh yeah, made an offer.
Got
so
it.
we're just kind of waiting
so
around.
we're waiting to hear the counter.
Got it. So
But,
at 20
yeah.
years old, you have an investment property, you have your own house. Are you going solar?
Well, it's a multiplex investment property too.
Okay.
So it's not just one person paying rent.
Got it.
Yeah, a couple units.
That's incredible, and I think just like you said, like with like VIR, you're changing people's lives. Like that's
literally,
at such a young age, like you could be retired in 10 years from now,
Just gotta
and
play it
just
right.
have freedom. And that's kind of like I'm the same way. I don't have a 9 to 5. I dropped out of college because I never fit in the box that society tried to put me in. Like,
yeah, not comfortable there.
yeah, I didn't really want to go to college, and I went anyways because my parents wanted me to, and then it just wasn't. I just didn't learn that way. I learned by going out and just doing shit, just experiential
life.
learning, like we learn
Yep.
at
Straight
Choice.
Obviously we're all doing solar, but solar doesn't take up my whole life. I still have to spend the money or I'm going to get taxed on it. So being able, to have a platform like this to express your ideas to,
Yeah.
bounce it off people who may not went through the same things you're already going through, or people who know somebody. We have a very big network, from Choice again. But other than that, really, there's just a lot of younger people that are doing what we're doing. And I have a bunch of friends that work for a bunch of solar companies, and they're all doing other things besides solar with their money. And I don't know, it's just kind of cool. Like, you don't have to, wake up and go punch a clock and
Yeah.
do a task and then be done and get a 2-week paycheck. I don't believe in that. We have like a fun little saying, like, yeah, Dad signs all the checks, but you put, the dollar amount on there. So, yeah, I mean, I like to say it's not about the money, but for whatever reason, it always comes back down to what can I do with it.
Yeah.
And this gives me a platform to do things with my life, to set myself up to not have to do anything, like you said, to be free.
Yeah.
Kind of, what did we come up with? The number to live here is $1,500 a month to live like a king. Like, why can't I just eat off solar, save a bunch of people, probably a couple $1 million personally by the time I'm done with it, if I haven't already, and live here and you guys can catch me on FaceTime. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
these are the things you can do if you go bust your ass for 3 years at something that's not guaranteed, and see what you can really create and what you're dedicated to. That's what I would tell people. Yeah.
I love it. Comes down to freedom. And if people are out there watching this and you're working a 9 to 5, you're living in Vegas or you're in Chicago, wherever you are, ask yourself a question like, am I reaching my fullest potential?
Yes.
And if you're even questioning that, then
Doing something wrong.
yeah, go and do something else. And I think one thing that I hated, like, that I hate about like the world and society right now is like kids go through high school, they're only 18 when they graduate, and they're expected to make a decision for the rest that's going to impact the rest of their life. Go to college and choose a degree. I've got friends that have degrees in things that they don't even have a job yet, first and foremost, in that degree. But they don't even know if that's like what they want to do. They just chose it.
That's the
at
degree
18.
they have.
And they're $100,000 in debt or more.
Exactly. And it's just, to me, it's asinine. It's like, why, yeah, they just turned 18. They just became adults. I think everyone should take like 2 years or one or 2 years and go work a bunch of different jobs and,
Go see what
figure it
you
out.
like.
Thad, I worked for you like 2 times before I, got into this whole marketing stuff. I was working in your office. I was like 18, answering phone calls, running people's credit during the alarms, and I hated it. I'm like, Thad, dude, I hate this shit.
He did.
I came back a while later, did some like recruiting for alarms, and like I was hopping around. I was doing real estate. I was like just doing all these things. And actually, the first website that I ever built was the alarms for stability,
Or source protection.
source protection, and
funny.
that was the first website that asked me, "Do you know how to build websites?" And I've always been like a tech savvy kind of guy, but never built a website before.
Yep.
And I'm just like, yeah, I do. And so
Let me build it.
And so I just built it, and I enjoyed it, and it's good money, and that's kind of what started me on my path and my journey. As I built one website, then I built another, then I was building 3, 4, 5, and then I connected with some people at Choice, with Scott and Ed, who run the hospital, and they've been in digital marketing since the internet came out in 1999. Like, before you could even process payments online, they were selling people stuff. They were getting money orders sent mailed to them and all that stuff. So, I connected through them, and the past 2 years, it's just been huge, massive growth and learning for me that I could not pay any college in America to get that kind of education. It's life education, experiential, and I just think that's huge. So I'm on that path of freedom and building that up, and I really think that we've got something special here.
Jackson told me, I can't remember, he went and did a year in college, and at some point when he came back and he started working and he'd been on the doors for a while, he said that knocking on doors for a year is better than any 4-year college education. You learn more, learn more about people, learn more about yourself in 1 year of knocking than anything you can learn at school in 4 years. I think that's true.
100%. Yeah, I still stand by that even today. I mean, yeah, there's nothing like it. There is nothing like going out there and cold knocking on someone's door and just getting kicked in the mouth. It's brutal. And then you go and do it 350 more times that day, and nothing lands. And then you go out the next day and you crack 6. Close 3, and you're like, oh, okay. You get your confidence up. Then you go through a terrible slump, and you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, it's just a roller coaster, and like Dad said, it teaches you more about yourself and what you can do
than any school.
And I think that's what we're dealing with right now is what we dealt with when we started is we're knocking digital doors here, and we're gonna eat some shit in the beginning until we figure it out, but eventually we're going to get a good solid system down and foundation. I think
the system that we've been doing is working, so building on that is only just going to make us better.
Yeah, we just got to perfect it because we popped a few deals. We popped 5 and 2 canceled. I don't know, some shit like that, but whatever. We showed that this can work, and right now what we're doing with the podcast is really trying to educate people because one thing that I've done is tried to study all these other companies and what they're doing, and it seems like everyone's just trying to get the sale, and it's like, let's educate people, let's tell them who we are, what we're all about, let's introduce ourselves, tell you about the tax credit, about renting versus owning your power, about all these things, the equity in your home, it increases the value of your home. There's so many benefits that it's a no-brainer. So let's educate people, and then
and then they can make a decision. Do they want to do business with VIR? Or do they want to do business with someone else? Because once 100%. They're educated on solar, they're going to buy it. So hopefully that we've given them enough information that they decide to do business with us.
They trust your opinion.
So what do you, separately, what do you love the most about VIR Solar?
Man, I love so many things about VIR. I was in the alarm industry for a long time, and the industry itself changed over the years, and it became something that I didn't enjoy. I didn't enjoy the people in alarms. I didn't enjoy the industry. I didn't enjoy the manufacturers. I didn't enjoy any of it. It seemed all fake to me. And making the decision and getting rid of that company and then going into solar, it is changed my outlook on so many things, and that I enjoy the people, I enjoy the customers, I enjoy the product. I love everything about VIR and what Jackson and I are creating. I love everything about it. I wake up every day happy to be a part of this company. I wake up every day happy to lead the company. I wake up happy to be around the people that are in the business. I'm joyful. I'm joyful working here. And that's what I love most about VIR is just I love every bit of what we do. I love every bit of it.
Jax,
What about you, Jax?
what do you love most about Vir Solar?
Oh, yeah. The people. I mean, because I could have an opportunity, you know, go make a bunch of money doing something else. Like Dad said, I'm going to make money wherever I go. That's just what I do. But doing it around people, you know, that are cool, that I can go on trips with and hang out with and build a relationship outside of work with, and actually, you know, call my friend and we'll do business together on some plays and stuff like that. It's irreplaceable to have an actual team. You know what I mean? Not like a team of people, you know, just works for you, but like a team of people that all care about each other and all have, I wouldn't say the same goal, but at least an aligned vision of what they want to create for their life in some way, shape, or form. That's, I mean, irreplaceable. It's worth more than, I don't know, having 100 reps. I'd rather, you know, take the 20 we got and, you know, I know what they're committed to, what they're going to do, and what they're going to produce, than a bunch of people who just really aren't committed to the cause. Yeah.
Sounds like you guys are passionate.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it. What else you guys got?
I'm excited for 2021. I'm excited that the tax credit got extended. Dude, I just think that, you know, having 100% growth 2 consecutive years has been awesome. And knowing that we're going to do it again just goes to show that when you put powerful people together and they have a common vision, that nothing can stop them. Nothing's going to stop us.
What can we create?
Yep.
The number for you on savings for last year was $13 million.
So you guys saved homeowners in Vegas $13 million.
It might be a little low.
Is that
'cause I didn't have an exact account.
so? $13 million like now or over
No,
the
just in the
terms
first
of their,
year of what they were saving, year
Wow.
1 of switching to solar.
So in the next 10 years, you guys are saving homeowners hundreds of millions of dollars. Wow,
That's the goal.
that's huge. That's not enough for someone watching this to like at least be curious about
Be
this solar
curious
thing.
and
Yeah.
do some research. Like look the things up we're saying
Yeah.
because everything gets backed up.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
And-
that's the biggest thing today is like people don't question things, you know.
Yeah,
They
go do
get
some
told
research.
something and then they you know, the media, they see a headline in the news and they just trust it. You know, question things because it's a big decision.
Yeah, go
It
look
makes
it up.
sense, but ask questions. Question and be curious.
100%. Be curious.
And
Don't-
definitely don't get confused with ownership and a lease because that's
Oh,
the biggest one
God.
we run into, right? Is customers go look up solar and there's so many people pushing leases because it's a huge benefit to the solar company, not to the consumer. And so that's what they read on. We do ownership only.
So what would you like what makes VIR different than other companies in terms of to me would you say that you guys are the most honest company in Las Vegas?
Well, I think we're the most honest company in the country. Look at what Amari said earlier, right? He said, what I love about VIR is that it's a win-win. The customer wins, the company wins, the rep wins. Everybody gets to win. And when you have that mentality with every single proposal you put out, it's going to grow. So, yeah, 100% we're the most honest company out there. Look at all the things we've heard, and we've had other solar guys come in that have tried to work here, and they start saying things, and we have to correct them. Like, no, that is not correct. You cannot say that to a customer. No. And they were trained like that by somebody. Somebody actually trained them to, like, hustle a deal.
They're like brainwashed to lie.
Like, let
Taking
me just tell
advantage.
you all these things so you sign the paperwork and then I'm never going to see you again.
I'm never going to come back on install day. Like,
Yeah.
just weird
With
stuff.
us, when a rep leaves a customer's house, they're on a group thread together. So the rep is on a group thread with husband and wife or whoever's there, a part of that family, and they are constantly talking back and forth to each other during the whole process. At the end, when panels are on the roof, That rep is there on that day, talking to the customer, working with them. That's why our referral base is where it's at. So, yeah, I mean,
it's just different.
It's different. What we do is different.
Awesome. Well, I mean, pleasure to be here with you guys. I'm excited to continue the rest of this trip. We got scuba. We got another boat excursion. We got New Year's.
Oh,
and
man.
we're going to a great dinner tonight. Can we
Great
go?
dinner tonight.
Finally.
Yeah.
Let's
About
pregame.
time.
Can we go get some
let's go get
cocktails?
some cocktails, take some shots, and get this party started.
Absolutely.
Well, it's gonna be a great year, guys. Let's kill it, and happy to be here.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, Jack. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon.